Well, thank you for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Brian Moore, and let's get right to your top 11 stories at 11 this morning. Nampa police arrested and charged this woman, Kayla Teton, with first-degree murder. The incident happened yesterday morning. Police found the body of a 52-year-old woman on the 500 block of East Florida Avenue. Now, coming up in a few moments, see how police tracked down the suspect and the role a second crime played in her capture. And traffic was diverted on I-84 this morning to the stage stop exit as crews worked to clean up a crash involving cattle. This happened about 3:30 eastbound on the interstate. Police say the driver of the vehicle hit two cows that were in the road. The driver and passenger had minor injuries. The cattle did not survive. It took crews a few hours to clean up the mess. And the 5 people who were killed during a whale watching trip off of Vancouver Island in Western Canada were all from the United Kingdom. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police have taken over the search for one person still unaccounted for. 21 people were rescued yesterday. Investigators say the weather was good and the cause remains under investigation. The rebel flag making news again, this time in Jackson, Mississippi. The University of Mississippi has taken down its state flag at the Oxford campus. The flag has a small Confederate battle flag in the upper left corner. Now, critics say the flag is a painful reminder of slavery and segregation for some. Residents of Mississippi chose to keep the flag the way it is in a statewide election back in 2001. The Confederate flag has been at the center of controversy since the June massacre of 9 black worshipers at a church in South Carolina. An intersection in Eagle may soon be getting a roundabout. Stakeholders attended another workshop to discuss alternatives for the intersection at Eagle Road and Old State Street. ACHD currently considers it at failure level due to traffic backups. The stakeholders narrowed down the options to 5 before voting.
What they came up with today was that there's actually 2 front runners. There's the roundabout alternative and a quadrant alternative. Those emerged as a basic dead even heat, a dead tie, and then falling slightly behind on that was an expanded signal alternative.
The stakeholders' final decision will be forwarded to Eagle's mayor and city council, and then it's up to them to act on the recommendations or not. New home sales plunged sharply in September to the slowest pace in 10 months. Sales dropped 11.5%. Market watchers say higher prices and slowing economic growth are weighing down the housing market. Now, prices have jumped 13.5%. The average home is now selling for $296,000. The attorney for 25-year-old Adacia Chambers says she's had a, quote, no real response whatsoever. Police say Chambers drove into a crowd during a homecoming parade at Oklahoma State, killing 4 people, including a 2-year-old child over the weekend. 17 others remain in the hospital, including 5 who are listed in critical condition. Police believe Chambers was under the influence of alcohol or drugs at the time. Her attorney has said she suffers from an untreated mental condition. The Idaho Attorney General is continuing its investigation of a complaint against Canyon County Sheriff Kieran Donahue. Our media partners at the Idaho Press Tribune report that the Attorney General's office says it does have enough evidence to continue the probe. The complaint claims Donahue misused his position to promote his private nonprofit organization. Nampa police have arrested this man, 30-year-old Scott Michael Centers, and charged him with arson. The fire happened in the 1700 block of Garrity Boulevard Friday night. Firefighters found several separate fires when they responded. Police say they found Centers in the area with evidence linking him to the crimes. He faces 2 counts of third-degree arson. And tomorrow, the West Ada School Board will host a meeting for voters on the upcoming supplemental levy. The district is hoping for a renewal of a 2-year levy, which will provide $14 million a year. The meeting gets underway at 5:30 tomorrow. It'll take place at the West Ada Services Center. And the Idaho Lottery will host its annual Scratch Off for Schools event. More than 100 Treasure Valley schools will gather in CenturyLink Arena this afternoon to compete for the title of Fastest Scratching School. The annual fundraiser gives schools a chance to win cash and prizes for their classrooms. The Idaho State Lottery is calling this year's event the largest in the state's history.